Ice free fire.
Oh my god.
Hollows gon' fly, it's a homicide. Mama's gon' cry, sing a lullaby. It's all about us, never about I. It's all about trust, never about lies. Hollows gon' fly, it's a homicide. Mama's gon' cry, sing a lullaby. It's all about us, never about I. It's all about Ichima. Hollows gon' fly, it's a homicide. Mama's gon' cry, sing a lullaby. It's all about us, never about I. It's all about trust, never about lies. Hollows gon' fly, it's a homicide. Mama's gon' cry, sing a lullaby. It's all about us, never about I. It's all about trust, never about lies. On the water squat. Your journey for the count. Strap. Oh, then just go round. On the water squat. Your journey for the count. Oh, then just go round.
I saw him. He goes behind the shield, but he pushed up.
Oh, que video is champion.
And we're live.
What's going on, guys? Team Serious DFW, Team Serious Dallas, back on another Team Serious podcast. Welcome back, everybody. For you, those who have joined us in the past, appreciate it. It's your boy Ramazy to kick off the podcast. We got a special guest today. We'll introduce him here in a little bit. For right now, I'm gonna hand it over to Natso.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Natso. We're doing it again. Reminding everybody about Team Serious Day this Saturday. Be there or be there. Those are your only options. Y'all ready? Are y'all set? Biggest thing I wanted to do is want to get the community involved. Wanted to get the community active again. We want you guys to participate in every venue, even if it's just casual or even if it's competitive. Be ready for the tournaments that are going to be kicking off. I believe we're going to do Rocket League this weekend, but I'll hand it off to Shook to give you all the details and everything else.
Hey guys, Shooky here. Thanks for that announcement. And great intro, Ramazy. Always keeping us entertained over there. Just like Natso said, we have the tournament coming up this Sunday for Rocket League, which is going to be 3v3 at 2 p.m. So look out for those emails. They've already been sent. If you have not registered for challenge.com, go ahead and register there. That way your name can get added to the list as a participant for the tournament, and you'll see your name start going up on the brackets. That's again this Sunday, 3v3s at 2 p.m. And then once we get all the names on there, we'll be sending out a confirmation email with everything else, with times for your game for that day. We have a great amount of participants. We actually had 15 people sign up, guys. 15 people.
That's
Nice.
legit, dude.
15 people. So thank you so much, Team Serious community, for coming out and supporting us. We have a great participation for Rocket League. We will be sending out details for Rainbow Six, CSGO, and Overwatch. Those just need a little bit more people to sign up. Once we get those signed up, then we will have possibly a tournament the following weekend after that. Tournaments will be streamed live on YouTube and Twitch. So they will also have a cast crew behind them. For this one, we'll have some commentators for this tournament coming up. So make sure you guys get on there, because that way you can get that, what do you call it, that where people can watch you, they can see you, you can bring your skills, your talents. We can see who the best in Dallas is from Team Serious, and then we can also get some more people involved. The tournaments are only going to get bigger from now on, so make sure you get on early so you can get that exposure, and then later on there'll just be a lot more people. It's going to be exciting stuff, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it to one of our guests that we have here today. His name is Samay. Samay, say what's up to everybody.
How's it going, guys? Coming at you live with Kung Fu action.
Samay is a very experienced gamer, just like all of us here. He's got years under his belt. He plays CSGO. He plays Rocket League. He plays Overwatch. He's a very good Overwatch player. He's played other casual games like PUBG and to name a few, but he's a very good Overwatch player. We brought him in today because we wanted to kind of showcase and pick his brain, and from an experienced Overwatch player, pretty much almost since the game came out, he's been playing. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and turn it to Samaze. Samaze, thank you for being here today, man. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
For sure. So we'd like to kind of pick your brain a little bit and ask you a few questions. So far, I know you're kind of maybe one of the newer ones on the team for Team Serious. You've been on with us for what, couple of years now, maybe 2-3 years? Is that correct?
Sounds about right.
About 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Better side of 4.
Years, right?
Yeah.
So we love having you here, man. You're part of the team now. How do you feel towards the community so far?
The Team Serious community as a whole is very it's very close, and whenever you have someone that wants to play certain games, I know there's a huge variety that's already playing whatever you want to play on Discord, so you can always find someone to play with, whatever the game may be. I don't play like a huge variety. I tend to play maybe my close 4 or 5 games, but there's always someone there to play with. So
For sure. And that's what we like to, kind of push out there, that, you can always come in, even if you don't play that often, or, we always try to welcome people with warm hearts and open arms, I guess you can say. But so you've been a part of Team Serious. How has your experience been with Team Serious? Is it positive, negative? Kind of give us a little bit of feedback. Hopefully not negative.
Okay, I'll stick to the positive stuff.
You're this close to getting kicked out. Just say the word, man. We'll kick you out. No, just
I want to keep my spot, so I don't get any fans. As a whole, man, it's always fun. It's no matter if we win or lose. Even if we lose, it's always like a blast to play. You just have fun, and like sometimes you just don't take anything serious, and it's just all laughs, and it's a good break from like competition, just to kind of do casual plays and with friends, and as long as you're like experiencing that fun together, it's worth playing.
That's awesome, man. That's good to hear. Good to hear from someone who came in from not like some of our childhood friends. Like Romazi's a childhood friend. Natsu's my brother. So, we've all come up together. But this is someone who came in a little bit later in our Team Serious community saying that stuff. Thanks for that, man.
And now just one real quick question, Samay. Who's your favorite? Me, right? Don't lie, it's me, right?
Oh boy.
I plead the fifth.
Hey, good answer. So kind of tell the viewers who are watching right now, what games do you like to stick with? What do you play?
Well, my big competition when I was back in like Counter-Strike 1.6, I used to do local LANs, and that's when I really got into tournaments and competition, where you had to lug your computer around everywhere with your giant CRT monitor. So that really got me into it. My brother, before that, he started playing a lot of the Team Fortress Quake stuff, but I never really got into it. I don't really like that crazy fast-paced action of Unreal Tournament and Quake. I like it more to be realistic a little bit. CSGO is more realistic, but it's it's kind of slower too. So that's kind of why I like Overwatch. It's a huge variety of different types of gameplay. So I do that not like professionally, but competitively I like Overwatch, and I'm in like the mid to high platinum players, so I experience a lot of good players, and then sometimes just get trash teammates, and it happens. So Overwatch is a mixed bag sometimes. Same thing with Rocket League. Tend to be a high platinum player in Rocket League, so that's always fun.
That's cool, man.
Wait, what? What happened?
We don't talk about that anymore.
Wait, you still get bad teammates on Rocket League?
Oh,
Hey, I play with you, man. What's going on?
Oh, you're not his favorite after all, or maybe. Cool, man. So just kind of tell everybody, how long collectively do you think you've been playing games for?
It can't be that long. He's young as hell. Do I get points for that?
Oh, probably since I was,
Young whippersnapper.
Probably since I was like 10, 12, maybe.
Wow.
Long time.
Man. It's been a while. So you're definitely an experienced gamer, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I played Atari, and then the old PC games that came on a giant floppy drive.
Man, I said you were young.
Like Commander Keen. That stuff was dope games.
Hey, OG guy over here. Just one of the quick questions that we like to ask everybody, like, what would you like to see in the Team Series community?
I think I would like to see the most is kind of what you guys are setting up is this whole tournament. And so right now, I know a lot of people, even if, your community has a lot of people, there's, I probably don't know half of the people in your circle because they just play other games. But maybe if you have these tournaments that draw people together and you could kind of see everyone that's involved and what everyone's like skill level is at, it would kind of bring everyone together into like more of a mesh competition.
Gotcha.
I guess.
Right.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, that's good. That's kind of like what we're trying to do here. This is exactly why we're doing this, to try to bring in some more people closer together and kind of get everybody out here to involved in the community. So I'm glad that you're with us on that part. This next topic, I'm going to switch over to talk about Overwatch. And I'm not very familiar with the game. I think I'm going to let Natso take over this part because he knows Overwatch a little bit better than me and Ramezi. So I'm going to let Natso take over this part of the section.
A segment to like a gun. Or no? No?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. My bad. I thought I could, but apparently I'm still in it. Apparently somebody's signature move. I don't know.
Hey.
One of the things that stood out with me when I've had conversation in the past with Samaze is at the level he's at when he plays competitive, and correct me if I'm wrong, Samaze, the biggest thing is you've done that with randos? Like,
yeah,
you've never had an actual defined team?
Yeah, I think the only one I'm well aware of is I know like Gas and Nate have recently started playing a lot, but like Retro, like Tom, who's Retro in the game, he's actually at the level I was at, I think last season. So I used to play with him, but apart from that, it was pretty much 80% random players.
Wow.
And that's crazy to us because, coming from, back in my day type of style, CS, we didn't play unless we were stacked and we practiced together. And to see that, and I was having a conversation with Shook and Ramezi before that to me, that's astonishing because not everybody can jump into a lobby full of people they don't know and then basically still achieve that level of where you're at. You said platinum?
Yeah.
Right? And that's difficult because I've done, I played Overwatch when it dropped and everything. I wasn't really fond of it. I wasn't really big into it, but I understand the game. At the same time, it was very difficult for me to jump into random lobbies with people, and I just ended up leaving the game more salty than when I came in. You know what I mean? Like that, because the competitive side comes into me. Like I need to make sure if I'm going to be the healer, I'm going to be the best healer I can. If I'm going to be the DPS, I'm going to be the best DPS that I can at least pull my weight. And if you could, take a couple seconds to talk about like how did you feel going into a random lobby? Like, what were your experiences going into a random lobby?
Well, of course, it's like gambling. You know, you're gonna have a lot of like little kids that are just picking up the game just to goof around, or you're gonna have like seniors that have been playing this game since day one at play season competitively, and so you know everyone gets frustrated. Everyone else that's not doing their part, of course, but
Right.
you know, but then again, the other team's got the exact same thing. So you gotta, it's whoever has like the better, worst players who's gonna win. And if you can carry, like if you're like an amazing tank or just outstanding DPS, then you can carry through the gold levels and not have to worry about it. And but once you get to platinum and above, it's more team coordinated. So if you're not in sync, then it's pretty much game over, which is kind of like, you know, why you stay at that level unless you have your set group that you always play with.
Right, which is what I was referring to earlier. Like, I don't know, you must have a heart of gold or something, because I would have just quit. I would have been like, I immediately uninstalled the game. Like, if I didn't have a team, I wasn't going to even try. So going back to, say, the last time you play, or any given time, what is your top character? What is your top class, I should say, probably better? What are you, a tank? Are you a DPS? Are you a healer? What is your main character?
Back in the early seasons when they didn't do all the roles specifying, you could pretty much just do like 6 DPS on one team if you wanted to.
That's when I quit.
But yeah, so, and that's usually what happened, which is why they got rid of it.
They got rid of it, yeah.
But I was mainly I'm a pretty good healer, but I'm probably one of the better tanks. So that's usually what I ended up being. I was like a Reinhardt or a Orisa when she came out. So like a big shield tank.
Did you find yourself being that because nobody wanted to, or because you just found that you were better at it?
So one of the cool things that I always play is in Overwatch you can do arcade mode and you do mystery heroes, and pretty much whenever you die you get a brand new random hero to play, and so you kind of get used to every single character and like how to play them, and you kind of figure out what you're best at. And so I'm not like a quick sniper, so I'm aware of that, but mainly I can do my job as like a tank or a healer pretty fairly easily. Like I'm getting used to Anna now since she's overpowered this season with the sniping, healing shots, and putting people to sleep. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, the reason why I asked that, because everybody thinks I like to be a healer, but it's because nobody else wants to play a healer. I just go ahead and take it. Like that's what I was saying. That did you find yourself being a tank because of necessity or because you're actually good at it? You see what I'm saying? Most of the time, the reason why I was even a Mercy or a Moira main is because nobody wanted to heal. And if they did heal, they were garbage at it. I'm like,
yeah, it might have started as that. Like one day I was just Rhine, and you know, the games you play, if you're switching all the time, you have pretty much like a 50-50, so, or even less. So you'll usually end up going lower ranks than you end up starting at if you do randoms. But like, I went on a fairly good streak. Like I just played Ryan one day, we won. I was like, okay, I'll just keep playing Ryan every day, and then ended up being like, you know, 75-80% wins. And so nice. I just kind of stuck with it. And I was like, okay, obviously, like if I do my job, everyone else can, at least, even if they're terrible, they can still manage to, you know, pull off a win.
You know, but that's crazy because you're still playing with randoms, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
he's hoping for that Team Serious crew.
And have you had to go to the chiropractor more because of how much your back is hurting? Or,
always,
you know, what do you do? What do you do? Oh, man.
So just gotta stretch before you play games, you know?
Get a massage after, you know, just to kind of get some of those knots out.
Always.
So, my next question was gonna be like, what was your very first, if you remember this? I remember mine, but do you remember your first character you played when you first got Overwatch? Like, what was the first one you got jumped into?
I want to say soldier because that's the easiest
Yes.
and most similar to
Yeah.
CS:GO.
Yep.
Like, okay, I'm a soldier that can run and just shoots a machine gun. Like, okay,
Yeah.
and it's like Call of Duty or any other game you play. If you want to jump into Overwatch, that's probably the first character you should play.
That was my experience. That's what I always recommend anybody. My first was Soldier 76.
Yep.
Only because I was looking at all the characters and I was like, this guy has a gun. Let me try him out first. Let me see how the let me see the hitboxes and how all that works first before I jump into anything. My second one was Junkrat, and I was terrible at Junkrat, so bad that people were telling me just get off of Junkrat.
Yeah, Junkrat's more of he is a sort of a spam, but he has a lot of CC that he does,
Yes.
and he's a great shield breaker. So he's pretty much a necessity if you know how to play him. And if you've ever played like Quake or Team Fortress, you have the guys with the grenades or the rocket launcher guys. Well, that translates perfectly over to Overwatch when you got Pharah with the rocket launcher and then Junkrat with his grenade launcher, pretty much.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Ricochet. Bounce it.
Yeah.
So on the healing side, who was your preferred healer?
For fun, probably Moira, only because she does an insane amount of healing, and if it comes to it, she also did a crazy amount of damage, and so
Nice.
I would end up taking a lot of slack, just throw in a healing orb and then just DPS the rest of the time, and help DPS if that's lacking, or just heal if the DPS is doing decent. But it's a very versatile character, so that's what I kind of preferred. You can either go both ways.
So this season, are you participating at all on Overwatch, or are you trying to get back into Overwatch, or what is your status right now with Overwatch?
I'm currently the competitive rank.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm already playing. I already got ranked. I'm like a low platinum in tank right now, just because I haven't found. I think everyone's home right now, which is also
Right.
not good. When you play Overwatch, you tend to play when everyone's at school, and
So what
that's
you're
usually
saying
when
is
you rank up.
What you're saying is you're getting whooped by kids. Is what you say?
No, I'm saying I get little kids on my team that I don't like. So, during the day, you see a lot more mature, serious gaming going on, which is a lot more fun.
Welcome to the
It's not
mature
amateur
hour.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Welcome to Adult Swim.
But yeah, it also depends on which characters. You can look at the leaderboards and see what the top 500 people are playing, and get a feel for which characters are the new meta and which ones are overpowered. I think right now, the best healer in the game is probably Anna, and you'll see a majority of the players choose her. So if you want to get higher in rank, that's kind of who you have to play, as long as you're compatible with the rest of your team. But right now, yeah, I've been playing Anna, and I'm for healer wise, now that you have 3 ranks on the healer, I'm back to mid to upper platinum since the season just started. So
Nice.
Wow.
Do you happen to have a favorite team that you follow on the esports side or anything like that?
I follow the local teams like Houston Outlaws and Dallas Fuel, but
Nice.
2019 season they were towards the bottom, and
Dang.
then 2020 they're already like in the bottom 10. So
Oh, wow.
So maybe
I think that's what-
2021 Team Serious.
yeah. Well, you got to put up some money to get your team sponsored on the Overwatch League. It's limited to 20 teams.
Don't
So
you throw me a good time? Not just like.
and each one of those players is getting a salary from their league, their club.
Didn't we get a bunch of gear from them when we went to DreamHack together?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Houston Outlaws was
Yeah.
actually there playing
Yep.
in front of people, and if you want to play with them, it was kind of cool. You could play with your favorite players if you wanted to.
I think I picked up a
Oh,
shirt
nice.
and like a bag from them or whatever. The other day, I was like going through my closet. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is from DreamHack." So, if somebody was to start brand new today on Overwatch, do you have any tips for that?
Definitely. Well, I wouldn't suggest going into competitive immediately. You definitely want to. I mean, they got a lot of training simulators. They got a lot of things to warm up on, and I would definitely go through the different players to see what style or what you're more. I don't know. I guess what you specialize in, because a lot of gamers that go into Overwatch obviously came from probably other games, so you kind of have a play style already. And the good thing about Overwatch is, if you're bored of something, you could always just switch characters. There's, I don't know, 30 characters or something.
Oh,
Not
wow.
that many, but like
Okay.
15, 20. And so you could just choose whatever different thing you want to play, and it's always fun and something new if you want. But yeah, definitely play, like, there's a lot of arcades. They do like fun events they even do like PvE, where they do the Overwatch Uprising, where it has a storyline. So Blizzard's always been good with creating
nice.
a story, a world that their characters are a part of, and you kind of get a background with their videos and their cut scenes. And so if you like that kind of stuff, like they did in Warcraft and World of Warcraft, is they give you a lot of story, so you're playing, but you also kind of get into it, so you have your characters that you kind of like. So that's always fun. But yeah, definitely do like arcades and quick plays, and just start playing random people, but see what you like.
Nice.
So, when it comes to hosting, hopefully here soon, our first Team Serious Overwatch tournament, what do you look forward to seeing the most, or what do you look forward to in general?
Well, it might be interesting to see, because I don't know if a lot of pre-made teams are going to join the tournament. So you probably are not going to see an already like group of 6 players that have played together joining the tournament. It might just be 1 or 2 friends that get teamed up with another 2 friends, and you kind of have to determine who's actually going to play what role. It'll be interesting, because a lot of people, I don't expect the organization team-wise to be that great initially, because a lot of people are going to struggle to figure out how the other players are working. But I believe, maybe a couple tournaments down, they'll get more comfortable if they want to say, oh, you're really good. The second tournament, you want to play together again. And you might have some people that click and start playing together, and that might be fun to see how they sync together.
Yep.
Very interesting. I think so. My biggest thing is I think it's a game that could bring all of us together at the same time, and might end some friendships. Not just playing. But you didn't heal me. Ain't nobody tell you to jump in the whole group and then get died, get murdered in front of everybody.
Right. I would like to see some Maze and George and Retro on one team and kind of see how they play together.
That's true.
Those are kind of the guys who really been playing the game on and off for a while.
Well, I Pass Gas has been playing it for a while too.
Oh, okay. There you go, man. Just need one. Need 3 more now, or 2 more now.
Yeah.
Well, that would be fun to watch, definitely.
And that's another thing. Like, if you guys, if there's not enough to fill maybe like 3 or 4 teams, which would be an insane amount, like 24 people, they always have custom games where you can do 3-on-3 or even just 1-on-1 duels if you want. So you can always customize your games. If you can adjust your tournament to fit how many people you have, and it could be like smaller matches, smaller maps, and that might be a little more, a little better for starting out.
Nice.
And that's. Do you guys have any additional questions for Samaze on Overwatch?
No, just meaning the level you reach. Just to kind of recap on that is playing with randoms, and probably most of them don't have mics either, right? So you can't really communicate with them.
Oh man.
So I
No.
bet that's that's just insane to me. I'm still
Communication is very limited.
yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around that. If I was playing CS:GO or something, and nobody has any mics, it's like you're destined to fail.
Yeah.
But no, I just wanted to retouch on that.
The only thing I wanted to say is we have Team Serious Day, which is this Saturday coming up. If anybody wants to play some Overwatch, will you be available, Samaze, that maybe someone can get up on the game and maybe we can all get a little team going on this Saturday?
Yeah, I'm always on Discord, so you can message me there, or if I've already added you on Blizzard Battle.net, then just let me know. I'm always down to play.
Okay.
Is it filthy casual okay with you, Mr. Double Platinum Uranium? Is that cool or not?
That's fun, yeah. I mean, it's good. Like when I initially played, a lot of Team Serious, it was like their first time, and we're still getting used to the characters, or maybe just sticking to that one character that they're used to, and they think that's probably the best. But I tend to watch a lot of the esports, and so I know a little bit more of the strats and the makeups about which characters work well together, or if the other team has certain characters, you need to modify your setup to counter theirs. And so I know that insight, and then maybe once that gets shared across or familiar with certain people, then that'll just elevate their gaming.
Right. And if all that fails, you just carry them to victory, right?
Yeah, always. Yeah. I can only do. My back's only so big.
Well, that's great, man.
So is there anything anyone needs to know as far as like rule based when going into competitive match? Like, is there any specific rules somebody needs to be aware of? Like, remember when we were discussing Counter-Strike and you jumped in there and we're like, oh yeah, every team gets 2 timeouts and this, that, and the other. Is there anything specific if somebody wants to jump into competitive they need to be aware of?
If you're talking about like rules as far as the Overwatch League, things like that, the tournaments tend to be best like 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5, depending. And they have different maps. So you have your capture the point maps, or you have, escorting maps. And as far as rules, I mean, I think they get 1 timeout, but we can always look into that. We don't have to adjust to everything they do, but we could make it similar.
Cool.
That's good.
But yeah, nothing serious. It's mainly like the 6, and then you have your roles of 2 tanks, 2 DPS, 2 healers. So
Right. Okay.
And then somebody comes over and carries us. Got it.
Just get on and Samaze will do everything, okay?
Yell at all of us.
That's cool. You guys have anything else you want to ask Samaze while we got him on?
No. Anybody in the chat want to ask Samaze anything?
Double Elite Platinum Uranium.
Yeah, this is the go-to guy. This is the coach. He's going to be coaching me after this private lesson.
He's gonna come back and tell me he's uncoachable. No.
Told me to uninstall the game.
Okay. We got 2 questions.
Oh, what is your favorite color? I'm gonna say blue. Thanks,
Blue.
Crystal Star Wars. What days are you usually playing? Well, now that we're quarantined, probably like every day.
There you go.
So,
What about Diva?
Diva, not a fan of Diva.
Name.
But every character, even like Diva, even though she's not the strongest character, if you have certain people on the other team that are, let's say, Moira, then or May, then Diva is actually pretty critical. So it really depends on the makeup of the other team.
Nice.
Like we have another question. Major Mazur asking, any plans for tournaments in PvE games? What do you think, Natsu?
Name a game that would have something like that. I can't even think of one.
That's a good question.
If you got some, drop them in the Discord. If you think you can have a PvE tournament, I don't know what game that would be.
Or even if on serious Team Serious Day, we can do a PvE game, then that'd be cool, no?
Mm-hmm.
But his question is more like a tournament in PvE. Name a game that we can do something like that in? I mean, are we talking about just like a random game that we just keep track of, or I guess
the only thing I could think of would be like time trials for certain video games, like Mario or something. Right, like who can beat it the fastest? But
right.
I don't know what else you would do PvE.
I know some of the things that we're trying to work on is we're going to try to get some more games in the roster. We're in the talks about doing things like fighting games, like maybe Smash Bros. We're talking about maybe adding what are the games that we talk about, guys? I forgot. I think there was another one.
I know we talked about Smash Brothers for sure because we're trying to get Beast to head that. But a different fighting game, I think it was.
And then we did talk about StarCraft as well. StarCraft 2.
Oh, that's right. StarCraft 2. That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
It looks like Major Mother said we could do KF2, Killing Floor 2.
David is just naming games he owns.
Mr. Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man.
Like Guild Wars 2. It's like, what do you want to do? A raid on Guild Wars 2? Like, I don't know what do you want. Like, time trial? What? Jumping puzzles in Guild Wars 2? Like, who could do it fastest or what?
But
yeah, I think we're discussing StarCraft 2, like tower defense. Maybe get a couple of teams to stack and see how long it took them to do X amount of waves or what wave they lost on. You know what I mean? Things like that. We could probably keep track of that. Killing Floor 2 was mentioned. See how fast you can get to the boss or beat a certain map or get on objective mode. Or endless mode to see how far you went on endless mode. That probably could be a good game to get on. But we can define those in the Discord if you want to see a game, I guess PvE style, or I guess team-based PvE, because that's what Killing Floor 2 is, or Left 4 Dead. War Z would probably be another one in that style to get on just to see if you can beat X amount of level or X amount of bosses, and then keep track of that. I mean, that would be kind of like a fun, like little casual thing on the side.
Right.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Just drop it in the Discord or hit us up on any of the social medias, your ideas, and we'll see what we can do, make it happen.
So on another note, for upcoming news for Team Serious, we're working really, really hard, and by we I mean me, Natso, and Ramezi, on making things happen for the community. A lot of the things we really appreciate. I want to give a shout out again to all the participants who signed up for all of our tournaments. We have 15 participants for this Sunday for Rocket League at 2 p.m. That's awesome, guys. We want to give everybody who signed up a big shout out. Thank you for that. It will be streamed. It will be live. We will be commentating on it. It's going to be a big event, guys. Thank you so much for signing up. Look for those emails coming out shortly, within probably tomorrow, I believe. We just got to do a few more things.
Going back on those emails, go ahead and mention about the tournament site we're using to keep track of the bracket. They need to sign up for that, right? They need to create a free account?
Right. So an email was sent out last night to you guys who signed up for the tournament. It's an invite to challenge.com. And so what that does, it's going to set you up on that website so you can register. once you're registered, you'll be able to see your name on the pool of people, and it'll do a bracket for us. So then that way we can keep track of the teams and dates and time. Well, the times more than anything. That way you can report before your matches set up, and then we can go through there. So you'll be able to start seeing those things as soon as you sign up for it, guys. So please look out for that email. If you didn't get an email, just shoot us right now, like on the chat, let us know, or contact us Facebook or social media, whatever, and let us know you did not get.
The easiest way to probably reach out to us is, I would say, again, the Discord, because it's so dynamic. It's like everybody's on it, so we get the messages straight to our phone.
Right.
But one thing is, the main thing we're using that website is to actually track the bracket and scores, and then still have a data after the tournament, so you can always refer back to that bracket. And we can also download an Excel spreadsheet that has all that information, and we could probably repost it not only on the website, but we can probably repost it on the Discord. It's kind of like one of those things where we're just trying to centralize our workflows, so it'd be easier if everybody says, hey, what happened to the tournament that happened on XX day, or whatever it is. We'll be able to have a history or reference point to that data, so you can what your standing was, or how did the tournament end, or this, that, and the other. So I know that was requested before. We were going to kind of manually have it in our own spreadsheet and everything, and we had a conversation internally, and we decided to go with that website. Everything is free. If we decide this kicks off, there is a paid version of it that lets us do a lot more. But until then, we're going to give it a try and see if this website actually does what we needed to do for us. And like I said, if it works out better than anything else that's out there, we'll go ahead and get the premium version established.
Right. And the only thing I want to mention last, before we go offline here in a second, is this community is going to be going up big time. So we're going to be bringing in more guests, just like Samaze, and their respective games that they play a lot. So we're thinking about bringing in people like maybe Ted Tacos, I Pass Gas, Nasty Nate, Rogu, to name a few. But we're also wanting to build that gamer chick community. So we might bring in Zombie Invasion. I think not to mention maybe Taz, maybe Groovy, and even Crystal Star. She's and also a gamer as well. So we might be bringing in all these people for more interviews, just like these podcasts that we're doing. But we also want to encourage the community to get more involved, to give to the community what they want to see, and it'd be so cool to see a local Team Dallas here, but also have a men and a women side of Team Serious, something that you don't really see very often, especially in the esports. And that's what we want to bring up. So guys, get involved. Let us know what you think. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. With that, is there anything else you guys would like to say?
No, not me.
That's it for me. I just want to thank Amazing Game for coming on and letting us interview you. Man, you've been a great host. I'm definitely going to put you on my top guest or interviewees. So
Appreciate that.
No, but thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you. Again, check out the website. Everything you need to know about us is on a website, including a Discord link. All our socials. Hit the contact form. Team Serious Day this Saturday, and please never forget, stay serious. You have a good night.
Thanks, guys.